So we're here for the return of Fear the Walking Dead. I wanted to ask, because we don't normally get season breaks here. So how does that work for you? I mean, do you take a complete break from the show, or are you working on it in the meantime?
We had a 2-week hiatus when we had this break, but then we just continued right through. I think that was more for everyone's sanity than anything else. But yeah, it is a bit strange knowing a lot more too, and people not being able to see it when it's still a continuation of the series. Yeah.
Is it hard to get back into character then, or do you just kind of get back into that naturally?
Not from 2 weeks. I think it's never really a break even for the 2 weeks. You're still kind of in it, and we were doing press even at that time, I think too. But it's different when you have. I mean, right now we've actually finished the season, so we all have, I think, about 4 or 5 months break, which is quite long. And so going back into season 3, that will be it is more difficult to do that, because then you have to really get back into everything and remember, all that's happened and reevaluate what's going to happen in the future too.
Mm-hmm. There's been a great reaction to the show. I was wondering, I mean, how prepared were you for that?
Very underprepared, I'd say. Really ill-prepared. I knew there was obviously a huge fan base, and it's such a supported show, and it is really, really big. And we had, I guess, an expectation to serve the show and then also make the fans happy of the original. But I guess we all kind of were just taking it as it came, and so it's a nice surprise to see that it really is doing well on its own too, because I do think it stands alone as its own show, and it's successful in its own right. So that's really nice.
Mm-hmm. There's so many great scenes in the show. One that has stuck with me for a while, I've seen a couple of the new episodes, or the upcoming episodes, is the end of episode 9 when we see something really traumatic happening. I mean, is that one of the scenes that stands out for you as well? Because it is just so remarkable.
Yeah, it is. And it's also, they didn't tell me the first time they were going to do it. So I was genuinely scared the first time it happened. But yeah, no, that episode really starts a whole new journey for Alycia too, and for me as well, being on her own for a little bit and experiencing the apocalypse in a very different way.
Mm-hmm. Is it frightening doing those scenes, or?
It's hard. It's different. It's so absurd and abstract in so many ways that it becomes quite comical, but it's also, when you're immersed in it and you're going with the momentum and the energy of it, it does really serve itself. It kind of creates that kind of panic anyway, because you have if it's 20 people in zombie makeup coming at you, it's not a comfortable feeling. But when they call cut and then they all grumble off and go back to their starting positions, it's very absurdly funny. So yeah, it's actually quite a light-hearted atmosphere on set though, because it's such morbid subject matter. You can't be constantly, feeling that. It's too much.
Mm-hmm. Has your approach to the subject matter changed at all from when you started the show, in terms of how you approach it and how you take certain aspects of it?
I guess yes, because I wasn't really even a huge fan of the horror genre when I started out. It wasn't something I was watching or really into. But once I read the pilot, I mean, it was so much more about the family dynamics and obviously what people will do rather than, what people do to zombies, that it changed my perspective. And then especially now filming this and being in season 2, I am a big fan of it. I used to be really, not into blood and stuff, but it's kind of made it weirdly comical, and not comical, but strange and kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure, yeah. And your character, Alycia, I mean, what aspects of her do you admire, I guess, and what things do you completely think that you would do in a different way?
What the hardest thing I found, and I don't know if this is something I admire, but I think is important, is that her being a teenager and stuck in this world. That's a really hard thing to portray accurately but also unabashedly, because being a teenager, there's already so many preconceptions about being moody or angsty or, you know, kind of quick-witted but in a really snarky way. And there are so many preconceived notions that it's hard to make that okay and just be with that. And so I like that she's able to just be a teenager, and then we can see her grow, we can see her make the mistakes, and I guess if people want to be mad at that, it's okay and it's kind of good, because I'm excited to see her really change and develop. I know that's sort of a weird answer to your question, but
no, it makes great sense.
Kind of what came to mind.
Finally, just one last question. What do you think fans can expect for the last few episodes and in the run-up to season 3?
They can expect, I think it'll be a real surge of desire for everyone to come back together.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. A surge of desire? What is that? I don't know.